Hello, and welcome to All the Best Bits, another audio commentary, and it's a surprise one, and it's a special one, because aside from my usual co-host, Will,
hello,
we're also joined by a guest for this one.
Yep.
You might have seen one of his scary movies recently, which was called Hole in the Ground. It's a writer pal of ours. His name is Stephen Shields. So, Stephen, how are you getting on?
Hey boys, what's the story?
Very good. Good to have you on, Stephen.
The random dub with the two Corkonians watching movies. Not bad.
Well, we outnumber you, so that's the main thing.
It's a way to make a
That's
living.
true. It is, apparently.
Well,
How are you?
I'm personally glad that you both are on this, because I have done no homework for Halloween, and I haven't watched it in...
You're getting too reliant on saying that at the start of every episode to sort of get yourself off the hook.
Well, it's just I'm so glad you're here, because I've done all my homework for Halloween. I know every shot and how it was constructed.
We should say this is for Halloween 1978, the original, the John Carpenter classic.
A good one.
Yeah. Although I kind of like the sequel reboot.
The zombie one or the...
No, not that one.
David Gordon Green one.
So there's been two reboots.
Oh, called Halloween.
Well, technically there's kind of been...
Well, a remake and then a soft reboot.
A remake, and then obviously after Halloween 3, it's a bit of a kind of go back to the well.
It's got a crazy timeline, that series. They can tend to keep changing their mind every few films.
It's one of those weird ones where... Because I'm a massive fan of the box set here at home with the DVD. Actually, I got it years ago, and it's just so funny. Kim Newman does a documentary on it, and the makings of the films are actually just really entertaining to watch, because obviously they do 1, 2, then they just do departure for number 3.
Yeah.
And then they go back to Michael Myers at 4 at the behest of the producers, because they realise Michael Myers makes money.
He does. Although I love part 3.
Yeah, I love part 3 as well.
I would love to get my hands on it, because oftentimes if you've got a good making of doc with a DVD, Jesus, that's worth the price of the DVD.
I used to buy DVDs just for the audio commentaries, just for this shit. I used to just love, just sitting down and hearing, the Carpenter commentaries with Kurt Russell. Those are as enjoyable as the films.
They really are shooting the shit.
We really have to up our game for this one.
Yeah. We weren't there. That's the only problem. We didn't make Halloween. That's and
the last time I was in LA, I could have gone to I think it's Pasadena, where they shot the original, and walked along the streets and stood at that bushes and all that kind of thing. And I ran out of time, and I got it. But because that's like a hallowed movie ground for me. When I first went to LA, I marched up and down the Walk of Fame to try and find Jamie Lee Curtis's a star on the Walk of Fame.
How many attempted muggings were you involved in, and how many times did you have to avoid urine?
It is a bit of a shithole, the Walk of Fame.
It's awful.
Yeah. Whenever you see them when they're getting their star and they're lying on the pavement and they're, in their fancy dresses, and you think, yeah, you're right outside a sex shop and there's a homeless person that's, has passed out, and
yeah. That's crazy.
I think I did. I walked down there. That's when I go to places on my own. I just do a lot of walking, just try and get the feel of it. And in Los Angeles,
is the perfect city for it.
Yeah,
it is one perfect city, and it's also not the perfect city, because if you look on a map, you go, sure, it's just down the road. Cut to like 4 hours later, and I'm sweating buckets, and avoiding a shootout, and seeing people getting arrested, and it's
this is coming out on Halloween night. Obviously this isn't live, so we're recording this ahead of time, but what are your plans, lads, for Halloween? Are you going to go trick-or-treating? Are you going to put on your bin bag costume and your plastic Halloween mask and go egging the neighbours?
Well, I don't know about you, Stephen, but I was deprived of my Halloween trick-or-treating fix last year, so I'm going full on this year trick-or-treating. My neighbours better watch out. And I've been working on my costume for well over, listen, it's hard to make Leia Return of the Jedi golden bikini, and I'm growing my hair out so I can,
See, I'm of the belief that Halloween is not a sexy holiday, it's a scary holiday, so you should go as something scary.
I agree. I think it's a scary... Well, what we do in our house every year is we decorate our house to the maximum. So like we dig graves out in the garden and put
Jesus, that's cool.
I love it.
No, well, the big kind of bone of contention in my family is that I like Halloween and I don't like Christmas.
I'm the exact same.
Oh my God.
I like Halloween. I like the idea of Halloween. I like kids going around scaring people and fireworks and bonfires, and I like all that stuff. And then Christmas, I'm just like, we'll watch Home Alone Lost New York for the 5th time this day.
I'll sit down, I'll watch The Thing. That's my Christmas movie.
Yeah.
I like them both, but I hate summer. Is that a trade-off? Can I do it that way?
This is my favourite time of the year. I love the smell in the air. I love the vibe. I just think it suits me.
Right, that's so true. I'm the exact same. So all three of us. Are you an autumn guy as well, Steve?
Yeah, I'm not a massive fan of the summer. I actually prefer.
We're Irish.
Oh my God, we're right, but we're also the other comment on it. We're writers as well.
Yeah, I prefer writing in the dark when it's dark.
Same.
I don't prefer.
Oh yeah, when the weather's kind of shitty outside. Yeah. I love the turn of the year. I love this last couple of weeks. I've had this real burst of energy when it comes to writing, versus during the summer it's just like a slog.
It's called a deadline. Will there's no.
Oh yeah. Oh,
see,
deadlines.
I'm the opposite in that I can't write when it's dark out. So when it comes to the winter time, when the days are so short, I get fuck all done. I need the long stretch in the evenings in order to, get into the zone and just keep plowing away. I need sunshine. I'm like, can't write at night.
That's interesting.
Nothing good comes of it.
No, I prefer it. I prefer just sitting down with a cup of tea, writing for 45 minutes, going on YouTube for 45 minutes, then doing 50 and then switching off.
Perfect. I'm impressed you go for 45 minutes. That's three times my attention span.
Well, what we're going to do, right, is we're going to sync up the film at a Compass International Pictures logo, just when that's gone from red to orange.
Okay.
7 seconds in, and we're going to hit play. Will is looking absolutely petrified already.
I'm actually on the right player. I'm ready. I'm synced up. I'm ready.
100%.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go. In 3, 2, 1, play.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go.
Compass International.
You going to say it? I'll say it then. And we're off.
What?
We're off.
And we're off.
Mustafa Akid.
Do you know what happened to him, actually? He was killed in Egypt by a terrorist attack.
Yeah, I read that, yeah. What? I watched a documentary about it before because his son is the producer on H2O.
Man.
And so he's kind of the bearer of the...
Yeah, he's sort of inherited it, the franchise.
Wow.
Good old Deborah Hill.
Yeah.
See, these names mean nothing to me.
Deborah Hill?
She also did Adventures in Babysitting. She was John Carpenter's missus for a while. She produced a lot of his films. And
for anyone that's Irish, missus is partner.
And anytime Jamie Lee Curtis is talking about the new film, she always gives a shout out to Deborah Hill because she credits her with writing the female parts in the script, getting them to have that authenticity.
Well, that's how they wrote it. Apparently, is that John Carpenter wrote all the kind of Donald Pleasant stuff, and Deborah Hill wrote all the kind of babysitting stuff because she knew that kind of dialogue in her head from doing babysitting. So that's how they kind of wrote the script, half and half.
Dean Cundey, the legend.
What else did Dean Cundey do?
Jurassic Park.
Yeah, I was wondering why his name was familiar.
Tommy Lee Wallace, who directed Part 3 and also the miniseries.
Oh yeah, you're talking about Tommy Lee Wallace. I was talking about Dean Cundey directed the third Honey, I Shrunk the Kids movie.
No way.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's Tommy Wallace. Tommy Wallace seems to be the kind of John Carpenter guy. He's like, I have a sequel. Would you like to direct it? Because he's done like Vampires Los Muertos as well.
Oh, did he do that?
Yeah, he did Vampires Los Muertos. He did the second Fright Night. He's directed.
Did he do The Boy Who Could Fly?
I think he did do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not impressed.
Haddonfield, Illinois. And this does not look like Illinois.
It's Fake Town. Fake Town, Haddonfield doesn't exist.
So you were just saying
something like that.
This, you said this is all shot in Pasadena. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
In LA, yeah.
For $400,000.
Shit.
So, didn't I mention this, I think, Will, in the single take scene?
Yes, you did. Yeah.
So this whole opening is all one take.
Mm. Yeah, they based it on Touch of Evil, which was John Carpenter and Deborah Hill's favourite film.
Yeah.
Because it has that great take at the start of
Jamie Lee Curtis's mom in it.
Yes, and
Charlton Heston
playing a Mexican.
Yeah,
which is always a good start to the day.
You'd never get away with that today.
Every time now I see a single take shot, I'm just going, thanks, Gareth Brown, the inventor of the Steadicam device.
Yeah.
So this was the Panaglide, so I think it was the rival to the Steadicam.
It doesn't look like it has the same flows as a Steadicam.
No,
it looks a bit jiggery.
I think it is the Panaglide, actually. I watched so many documentaries about the making of this film. I know when you can see the camera or the light stand
pointed out
that they forgot to move. I think it's on the way back down the stairs.
So when they were doing this, it was absolute chaos behind the camera. It was all like, go, 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 move in, move the lights, move this out of the way, move this into shot.
Yeah.
It was all
very irresponsible.
like an OK Go type music video.
So
yeah.
I assume
they've gone upstairs now to shag.
Leaving the pumpkin lit on the porch, which is very irresponsible.
And this is known as the fastest shag in cinema history.
Yeah, it is.
So all the sound of this is obviously like ADR. It's all Foley. There's nothing recorded, like, live. I don't know.
And it is Deborah Hill's hand.
Yes, it is Deborah Hill's hand. Yeah.
Oh. I didn't know. You see, guys, I didn't know.
It's the most awkward taking of a knife out of a drawer as well. It kind of jams and then comes out.
Yeah, it gets stuck.
There's a moment, actually, I think it was in one of the documentaries where John Carpenter says there's a cheat in this shot, which is as he's stabbing the sister, killing her, he looks up at the knife sort of in his hand, and it's like, why would he look in that direction? It's like, why would he look up and you'll see it coming up. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. This is such a great shot, though. I remember the first time I ever saw it, it's gone, this is so cool. Just see something in a one take.
Oh, you're so right. That is the shortest shag in cinema history. Like, he has his pants back on already. My God.
I mean, it's not that short.
It might have been a bit through the fly type of scenario.
Or no, you know what happened? It was definitely a premature situation. It's like,
he's like,
sorry.
But if you see the trailer to the new one, I think it's Halloween Kills. This house is replicated exactly.
Oh, brilliant!
So
this is such a good. I think the mask over the camera is just so good here. I fanboy over this movie. It's one of my favorite horror movies ever.
Well, same. I saw this at a ridiculously young age. I saw it when I was just under 6, and
it's crazy, Kevin.
It is crazy, but then again, it sort of just rewired my brain. It's like, when you get touched by a stranger and you sort of have a weird...
Kevin, nipple.
There's going to be more nipples coming up.
Just a quick look to the bed where the world's fastest shag happened. Guinness will be around to... Now, he looks away. Yeah. Oh, no. Cover up. I
mean, when you realise who's doing it, she could have just kicked the living shit out of him because... rather than standing there like going, ouch.
So, Stephen, when's the first time you saw this? What age are you?
I'd say I was about 12, maybe younger. It was like one of the, I think you see the light pole around here somewhere now. I said when I was 12, it was like the first, do you know that kind of like your friend has a VHS copy of something and you're like, oh, what's that? And it was like Halloween, you're not allowed to watch it. Oh, we're definitely watching that.
Did he have like in one hand Halloween and in the other hand matches? Halloween or matches? Halloween or matches?
Halloween or matches.
This is always quite an awkward shot to me.
Because the parents just stand there.
They just stand there and the mother puts her hands into her pockets. Like,
he's done it again.
Not this again. She's just, because you can tell this is probably for her, like, take 12, and she's like, fucking hell.
But what always annoyed me as well is the lights are on in the background, and he's like, it's like very well lit house. Like the upstairs lights like are off and on, and there's no real consistency to it. But it's still pretty fucking good opening to a movie.
So that house that you just saw there, they picked it up and they moved it about 100 yards down the street. That's the thing that they do in the States an awful lot. They actually move houses.
Oh, God.
Literally.
Yeah, they just raise them up, put them on a flatbed truck, drive down the road and plop them down again.
That's incredible. I seen a video online where they moved a hotel 90 degrees. Oh, no, like in America, back in the olden days, they moved a hotel 90 degrees. It's crazy.
Why was that, to face the sun?
Haven't a clue, but I just saw a video.
So here we go. So this actress here, a nurse, Marion, named after Marion from Psycho. She's appeared in almost as many Halloween movies as Jamie Lee Curtis.
She's murdered in H2O, as far as I remember.
Yeah, she's killed at the beginning of H2O, and she's also, if you've seen the trailers to the Halloween Kills, she's killed in the next one as well.
Oh my god!
Oh, that's just bad luck.
So she survives this one. Spoiler alert for myself.
She survives the second one.
And okay, right, keep going. So she's in every one of them, that she just never gets killed until the reboots happen.
Till the reboots, they bring her back to the reboots and rip her apart.
Oh my god!
Because they don't have Donald Pleasance anymore, so she is the sort of the Donald Pleasance psychic, I suppose, or assistant.
Yeah.
And she's also married to the guy who directed Halloween 2 and Halloween Resurrection.
Oh, Rick. Oh, I can't remember.
Yeah, Rick Rosenthal.
Rick Rosenthal, yeah.
Yeah. Will is just absolutely bamboozled by our useless trivia on this.
But I'm genuinely sitting here going, oh, wow, okay. Didn't know any of this. I didn't know any of this.
See, this is the movie business for you.
This is
cronyism.
Yeah.
But it's
useless knowledge.
It's so funny. It's lovely to hear ye who have really not obsessed, but like, you know, you love this film. But no, listen, don't get me wrong. I love this film too, and I remember watching this and having a really. It wasn't like a bad reaction. I was scared shitless, but it felt like it was it was a proper ghost house film. I was giggling at the end of it. It was I was satisfied. Oh, this is scary. This is so scary.
No, for me, this is like the Holy Trinity. It's one of the Holy Trinity. Superman the movie and Jaws, those three films just became burned into my brain, and I was obsessively watching them throughout my childhood.
Yeah. I put Jaws. I'd probably take out Superman and put in The Exorcist, but that's just me.
Very good.
See, I didn't see The Exorcist until it was unbanned. So I was probably about. When did that get released in Ireland again?
Not till the late 90s, as far as I remember.
Yeah, I remember because we went to see it in the cinema and everyone was just pissing themselves laughing at that.
That was my experience as well, and I was really annoyed. This is so freaky scene.
I had an uncle that was furious about that. Furious about
the lack of respect.
The lack of respect, yeah.
Yeah. Because it was supposed. This is really. So is this Michael Myers, obviously?
Yep. He's just breaking out of the sanatorium where he's been held.
I'd be very disappointed if it was Thing from the Addams Family for you, Will.
But I was just wondering, is it like some of the other inmates that are also wandering around the place?
It could be. I love this part here. Boof.
Oh, wow.
It's so good.
Nurses used to have very theatrical uniforms.
Yeah. Actually, that's a good point. Very good point. I just love Donald Pleasance. It's Blofeld he's Blofeld in Bond, wasn't he?
He was, one of many, yeah.
One of many Blofelds.
I just saw him recently in a film that I hadn't seen before, and it was always recommended, so I decided to check it out. The Australian film Wake and Fright.
I've heard of it, I've never seen it.
Yeah, he's I think it's about 10 years prior to this. But those were a rough 10 years. He hit the bottle and aged quite drastically between Wake and Fright and this. So this is Pasadena, though. And if you look, all the leaves are green except for the ones they're chucking in front of the camera.
Oh, I was actually joking about the fake leaves earlier on. And
no, there was fake leaves.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
At some point, I think when I'll try point it out where Jamie Lee Curtis Crossroads, you can actually see the famous LA. What are them trees called?
Palm trees?
Palm trees, yeah. Palm trees. Sorry, my brain's not working.
I was going to say Sasquatch trees. Those ones that go like
fucking Bigfoot.
Giant redwoods just fucking parked on the side of the road.
But I kind of love the fact that it's set in a very verdant, green LA sort of climate. I don't know what it is, but I just find the gloominess of all the sequels where they really lean into the bare trees and the sort of the colder weather. It just is not the same sort of like enchanting sort of look to it. Like this to me is like Americana.
Yeah. That's a good point. It really is Americana, and that's kind of what makes this film work so well. It's like this is just happening to normal people. That's the whole idea of it. That van is kind of spooky. Actually, it's the first time I ever noticed that.
That's definitely a serial killer on that street. Definitely.
Yeah.
And
that's the Golden State Killer.
And that is, that's exactly it, because it's the freaky, when he shows up, it's like he is a complete, he's, what's the word? He's completely out of place. He really stands out, like when you do see Michael Myers.
There's the palm trees in the background, see?
Oh, I never saw that before.
Oh my God.
Wow. This kid has got to feel really fucking sore, because he's the only one who's alive of the original cast who didn't come back for the new movies. They recast him with Anthony Michael Hall, you know, the nerdy guy from what's the Breakfast Club?
Yes, I saw a still of him as like holding a baseball bat. He looks badass.
Yeah, he's really hench, or he has been for about 20 years.
So his character's in the new film.
Yes, the little boy is all grown up in the new film. And Kyle Richards, who's the little girl in this, she's one of the, I was going to say Desperate Housewives, but it's not that.
There's a show called Desperate Housewives?
No, it's
there he is, scary bastard.
Yeah.
LA Housewives?
Like Beverly Hill Housewives? Like
Beverly Hill Housewives.
They're all them.
You know, they've got like about 20 of those shows. She's the main star of the Kyle Richards and her sister.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
This is like he's just full on
stalking her.
Oh, that's a good shot when he steps into frame.
He's a really bad
this is something that I only noticed from the NECA toys, where they talk about, you know, replicating the figurines to Michael Myers, but his jumpsuit is a dark green.
Not what I'm looking at.
No, yeah, in everything you see him in the movie, he's it's graded as sort of a dark navy. But yeah, there you go.
Their long tracking shot.
See, every time I see a tracking shot now, I'm like, oh yeah, it's a little bit, is it? They must be obviously using the same panic light.
Oh yeah, they loved it.
Yeah.
I think it only just came out like the year before.
Yeah, I remember Carpenter said it was just because they were such a small budget that they were just doing a lot of scenes in one go.
But that was the thing. That was the thing with the invention of the Steadicam. It allowed for more economical shooting. You could just fluidly move around your scene and get it all in one shot.
And you see, nowadays, I think whenever I see sort of loads of Steadicam in a movie, I just think it looks cheap. It just feels like it. Yeah. It feels like nobody has taken the time to plan out their shots to cover it. It just feels like, you know, go, let's just shoot whatever we can.
This famous the window scene,
which I loved the callback to this in the remake, where she's the one that's standing on the other side of the street looking at her granddaughter. She's sort of keeping an eye on her granddaughter.
Oh yeah, that was actually really good. Yeah, and they also do a callback to it in H2O, where I think it's Ali Larter looks out the window and he's standing in a kind of a cut out weird side gate or something like that.
I saw that in the cinema. Didn't really work for me, that one.
That's a whole other podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The music is... he actually drove off as well.
He did, yeah.
A drive-by stalking.
Speed kills.
I love the way there's no one in this whole town going, there's a fucking guy in a white mask driving a really shitty car around the neighborhood.
It's Halloween.
That's very true.
Someone pointed out that he's wearing the mask right now already.
Yeah. And
later on, as they're grouping up the girls to go on their babysitting night, they bump into the dad, and the dad has just turned up at a store that's been burgled. So either the shop was burgled at like 8 o'clock in the morning and the alarm was going all day long and the police have just turned up now, or the timeline doesn't make sense.
And he's actually wearing this is the scene where he's in the car and he drives by Loomis on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
And he's already wearing the mask in the car.
Yeah.
This is great scare.
Oh wow.
They've got that kid as well in the new movie, but they've recast the actor.
Jesus.
They brought them all back, Will. This is like fucking Avengers for me.
Oh. Oh my god.
What I like about this, he's kind of just already set his sights on who he's planning on killing.
Yeah.
It's so
because the
creepy.
boy's connected to her, and he's sort of fixated on her.
This is the oh look, just gets in the car.
Do you know what you pointed out to me, Willem, on a podcast? And now I notice it a lot in any movie that is pre, like, 1984, is the cars don't have seatbelts.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you
so,
can just get in.
Just get in and just... Everything looks much more comfier.
They fucking keep babies in the glove box and everything back then. Like, rules. I noticed, actually, because I watched a bit of it recently because I knew I was going to do this, but when you listen to it now with the quality of the audio, there's so many parts in it where he actually has very loud breathing that I never realised they actually had it, which is bizarre. So, like, in this scene, it's like, for ages, like, whoa.
That's like me wearing my mask around Tesco.
As the sound design is so, like, that theme music and the sound design is so vital to this film.
Yeah, it's cool. Like, it's like, it's funny. I listen kind of a lot to John Carpenter's themes, and this one is just still, it's so simple but so scary. It's so good.
Oh, it's beautiful. He said he showed the film to an executive at Universal, I think it was, and without the theme, it was as scary as an episode of Columbo. But as soon as you put the music in, suddenly the whole film just felt eerie and unsettling. And
yeah,
I love the way Loomis just comes across that one person he's murdered to get his jumpsuit.
Well, you know,
well on the way.
And that train was just a lucky coincidence that went past.
I love the style of 70s movies. I don't think we'll ever get that back. That kind of real gritty.
What's
cool
that?
Looking.
What's that director?
So close. There's a dead body in the.
It's being painted on.
Oh my god.
Joseph Kahn, that director who did Torque, and he did a couple of other films whose names I can't remember right now, but he just said recently, as you're saying that, Stephen, it took me a while, but I'm realising the awesome movies that inspired me from the 70s to the 90s were a fluke, an accident of young directors who infiltrated studios as they transitioned power away from old families to corporate conglomerates, but now the final form is complete.
Just 70.
So his thing is like, yeah, we're never going to get these kind of movies again.
I just prefer, I think 70s and 80s horror movies are just so much better than what we got. Like, there's some good 90s ones, but 70s ones, like the stuff that came out in the 70s, you had Halloween, you had like Race with the Devil. I know The Exorcist from the 60s, it was the late 60s, but like
the 71. 70s. Exorcist is in the 70s as well.
It was in the 70s. It was just such good. And then the 80s kind of, we got into that kind of real,
it felt like an arms race.
Fucking punk horror, which like The Lost Boys and
yeah,
you know, but I miss the 70s. 70s are great. Like, it's just great. Look at this. Like, this is such great looking fucking stuff.
The thing that I love as well about it is how well styled, simple, but how well styled the three girls are, where you just look at them and they look iconic.
You know they're going to die.
Well, yeah.
You just look at them and go, these bitches are going to die.
And I think the dark-haired one, Nancy Loomis, I think she was the boyfriend or the wife of Tommy Wallace, I think.
Oh, really? PJ Souls, is that her? She's the
No, PJ Souls was the blonde one. She's the girl from Carrie.
Yes, she is.
She was dating Dennis Quaid, and she wanted Dennis Quaid to be in this and as her boyfriend, and he turned it down. But you can see him in the rap party photos where John Carpenter's performing with Tommy Wallace and I can't remember who the other guy is.
His band.
The Coupe de Villes. They're all wearing the Michael Myers masks and they're playing guitar, and you've got like the cast all sitting around in like a clubhouse, and Dennis Quaid is there.
That's cool. So, they did this song for Big Trouble in Little China. That's on the DVD. And it's
Big
weird.
Trouble in Little China.
Yeah, it's deadly. It's so weird and 80s.
Yeah, the Carpenter's theme for that fucking film is amazing. It's in my head. I can just immediately recall it. Like,
all of his themes are so good. You know, up to, you know, once from the point of The Chevy Chase Invisible Man one. After that, I think he...
I liked it. I went to see his last film in the cinema, The Ward. That wasn't the best.
Oh.
That was not good.
Yeah. Did you see him live? His concert?
No, I didn't get a chance to go, unfortunately.
I saw it. I saw him play in London Halloween night. Must be 5 years ago now. Oh, it was fucking great.
So
what? He was just up there, just like living his best life.
Is he on keyboard, or what does he play, or what's he doing?
Yeah, he's on keyboard, and he's right centre stage, and he's got a son and his nephew, son or his godson, and they're supporting him, and he's like playing the Christine theme and playing Escape from New York, and you've got all these like 40, 50-year-old guys just like sipping beer and just loving it. Just
fantastic.
Yeah,
that's a great night out.
What is he?
Good wholesome fun.
He has to be close to 80. Like, when you think about it,
he is, but he's
obviously
it's freaky.
Obviously there's no school bags in America at this point in the 70s because they just carry their books everywhere.
Everything was in lockers, wasn't it?
I never understood that. Watching American TV shows and all this sort of stuff, you know, they're just walking around with books. I'm like going, what are you at? Like, you know, Jesus. Yeah, they were leaving everything in their lockers. Like, you know, it's just...
Smarter.
Why?
Fucking hell, do you remember the weight of our school bags when we used to slog them up the hills? Look at the weight of
those books they're carrying. Like, it'd be a lot easier to carry those in a bag over your back rather than,
I suppose. But then all those guys were driving as well. They all had their own cars.
Except for these people here now have no cars. I always love this part where she's pretending to talk to them. This lovely little kind of soft humour.
Yeah.
This is a real kind of... Someone pointed out this is a real Stephen King type thing where you get to know the characters for a little while before they're slaughtered.
Young people watching this film, though, you know, people just a couple of years younger than me, they think this film is like a drama.
It took me a while to get that joke.
Well, it is a long time before you actually start properly slicing and dicing, as Billy Loomis in Scream would say, or Stu Mercer would say in Scream. You know, there's not a good... You don't see really a murder for a good long time since from the opening.
And there's no blood in the film.
The film opens with blood. It's a young woman is killed. Then we see...
Okay, all right, you got me there, but that's a tiny little drop of blood. It's not like...
Yeah, no, but what I mean is, like, it's a long time since then. We're 25 minutes into the film.
Okay, yeah.
Like, in modern horror now, you have to have a scare every 4 minutes.
But for me, growing up, the first time I watched this, there was a scary 4 minutes. Every time you saw Michael Myers driving by in the car, or him appearing behind the bush, that's scary. I doubt those.
Will's watching it, going like, "Oh Jesus Christ! They've got no school bags. Turn it off."
I'm watching this like I'm genuinely kind of dialing you guys down in my head and watching this and enjoying it because this is my first time watching it in this resolution as well. It's gorgeous.
Did you do that with Joe Barton? Did you? Cheers for that, Will.
Yeah, I just went...
Who's Joe Barton? This I don't like. I don't like when characters talk to themselves.
Oh, he's trying to avoid it.
It's such a movie thing. Well, kiddo, I thought you outgrew superstition. Okay.
Yeah.
That's too fake.
I even don't like writing that. Do you ever, would you try to write, I have to say something here to kind of...
Yeah.
I would always try and get the character, even if they're in a room, I would get the character addressing an inanimate object or like going, well, potted plant. Like, you know what I mean? It's just so as that they're not talking to themselves out loud.
Or like a poster and it's like, here's looking at you, kid. And it's a picture of a kid and then we all just die inside.
Yeah.
There's a very funny meme of that moment there where she looks out the window.
Yeah.
And there's a guy is wearing the Michael Myers costume and he's like, 2 days, your ass is grass. She cuts back and he's breakdancing back and he's like, he's in a hammock. Cut back and he's staring and Jason Voorhees scares him and people have just gone to town with those costumes and they keep cutting back to her like looking out the window just more and more disturbed.
She's a poster of James Ensor on her wall.
Now, who's that? I never got... Did Michael Myers actually make the first phone call or is it the second one? Oh yeah. Sorry, I got confused there. I was thinking
he must have sprinted from her backyard into like the payphone.
No, but no, it is actually her friend, but it's just like what, like she's just not talking. It's obviously bad telecommunications in the 1970s. That's her. See that just a weird coincidence. That like Raggedy Ann doll in the background.
Yeah.
John the Warrens, the Annabelle.
Oh, I know him well.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Annabelle doll is actually one of them. It's not the doll that's in the movies. Obviously, they horrified that up, but
because James Wan has a fetish for marionettes.
Oh, well, he did do a whole marionette film, didn't he? Fast and the Furious 7.
So,
stepped on my line.
James Ensor is a Belgian painter and printmaker. Yeah, and an important influence on expressionism and surrealism, who lived in Ostend for most of his life. So there you go. Just pull that one off the top.
That's the art directors, squeezing that in.
Yeah, I was just obviously these things are put up for some reason. I just so
you see that actual pillar she's sitting on, you can go to that spot, Will, and you can sit there, and the owner of the house leaves out pumpkins so that people can sit there and have their picture taken with a pumpkin.
I love it. Brilliant.
It's a genuine thing. They're like, people go by day after day and they sit there and
I'd love that. No, I wouldn't love it, but imagine if one of these pumpkins was booby trapped and you just
Booby trapped.
That's a nice car.
It is.
Yeah.
I was actually looking at it.
That's the other thing. That's the other you're talking about. Like, I look at kind of like contemporary road cars now, and I just go, they all look
ugly.
so bland. They're just so bland. Look at these cars, the angles, and
they had personality.
You probably had to like rotate your, dislocate your shoulder.
No headrests.
No seatbelts.
No seatbelt.
There's actually no gap. I don't think there's actually a gap in the front seat. They cut back there. I think that it's one big sofa, like a Simpsons car.
Oh yeah, it's Simpsons car. Yeah,
love it.
Now we get our fancy European car.
That's so that you could fit the whole family in the front seat.
Yeah, there are no road rules.
So what's going on here?
So this is the grave digger dude. He's going to bring him to Michael Myers' sister's grave. And then, dun dun dun, her headstone is missing.
So this is, the way that you've got Freddy will make quips, and Chucky has his catchphrases and what have you. But Michael Myers is a trickster. So all this stuff, that like him stealing his grave, his sister's headstone, is also that he can create these, I don't know what you call them, like
distractions,
spooky,
reenactments in a way, isn't it?
Yeah, they really go to town with it in the David Gordon Green films, where he's like cutting people's faces up into jack-o'-lanterns and stuff. But he's later on in the film he puts on a bed sheet and dresses as a ghost.
Yeah,
and isn't the whole idea that he's still kind of childlike in a way? Like they did that with Leatherface in Texas Chainsaw Massacre. They were like, he's a confused child. He doesn't know what he's really doing in Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but in this, he still has he doesn't know anything outside being a child. Mm. A very evil one, but a child.
Is he wearing, not to switch, films on us, but is he wearing his mother's face in Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the Leatherface?
I don't remember. I'm trying to think. That's such a.
Let's turn this off and switch over and have a look. Come on.
I've already got Texas Chainsaw too.
Growing up,
that's the wacky one.
I was always confused growing up why they were smoking yellow cigarettes and why they used to always like go, ew. I think Jamie Lee Curtis is right now.
The devil's lettuce.
Yeah. Unless it's one of those yellow, like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood cigarettes that Brad Pitt smokes at the end.
Oh, yeah. Laced in acid.
you get a kind of dog food in the mush.
Mm-hmm.
Last time I was in LA, my mate gave me the what's it called? It's the chocolate and the popcorn stuff that's all like not pot cookies, but it's that type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember what the fucking is it THC or something like that. And I was high as a fucking kite after eating a square of chocolate. He came over to me and he said, is it working? And I was like, no, not really. I should have given you some more. He gives me some more, and within about 10 minutes, I'm like Fucking, I'm looking at everybody and thinking nobody is saying what they really mean, and all the walls are a facade, and everything beyond the walls doesn't exist. It's only what I can see, and also I can hear my accent incredibly clearly, and it's freaking me out. I had to stand in a corner and just not move and not say anything because I was tripping out so bad.
It was like the final scene of the Blair Witch Project.
Yeah.
It was horrible. I hated it, and I knew I had about another 5 or 6 hours to go to get through this.
Here's Michael Myers having a little stalk from across the road.
Oh God, that creeped me out that I just spotted him there. Oh my God, I didn't know he was there.
Usually he's wearing the mask. You can kind of see it a little bit there.
Yeah, because he stole it like 8 o'clock in the morning.
It must be really sweaty. You're driving around in a Halloween mask all day.
Hey, neither of you have brought up because I assume you're just going, it's trivia that is too obvious trivia. The origins
First time watching it.
Of the the origin of the mask itself. Someone give
the William Shatner mask.
There you go.
So that's
what it is. A William Shatner mask inside out. Is that
we're playing to a much larger.
It's a William Shatner mask, but they pulled off the eyebrows, they pulled off the sideburns, they opened up the eye holes, and they spray painted it with Krylon white. And they teased some of the hair out. And Tommy Wallace did that.
There you
they
go.
They spent about $15. They made 3 of them.
Yeah.
Do you literally have the Wikipedia page open right now, Kevin?
No, I just know that.
He just knows. He does. Yeah, well, put that in your weed chocolate and smoke it.
Yeah, honestly, I was watching the Flintstones. I was watching the Muppets. I was watching A-Team, the Wonder Woman show, and the first.
It's actually just called Wonder Woman.
Film.
No, Wonder Woman.
Sure.
Well, wasn't it called something else? The Adventures of Wonder Woman or something. And I'm pretty sure this was the first film that I saw, feature film.
Oh my God!
Halloween.
My God!
Yeah, I saw American Werewolf in London, Halloween, Halloween 2, Terminator in one weekend, and I don't know in what order.
Is this the first horror film you've ever seen? Like as a kid?
No, I saw the first opening few minutes of the Twilight Zone movie because that was on TV, and I was sitting on the stairs, and I shouldn't have been watching from the stairs despite what was on, and I regretted it. And I saw about 20 minutes of Jaws, but I never saw a full movie the whole way through.
I remember the first full horror movie I ever watched, and it's a really strange one.
Hole in the Ground.
No, I still haven't seen that. Is Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2, Freddy's Revenge.
Oh.
Which is, as everyone knows, has a lot of homosexual undertones in the film.
I don't think they're undertones. I think they're overtones.
I actually haven't seen it, so go on.
It's actually an enjoyable film for what it is, but I had no concept of... I just thought all horror films were like lads getting whipped in showers and stuff like that. And
see, I was a kid when I saw that, and I thought it was all deliberate. And then I heard afterwards that they didn't have a clue that they were making such a
that's true.
A gay, like he goes to a leather bar.
Yeah.
So there's weird things in it.
So that was all accidental. Is that what you're saying? That they, that
I think the writer knew what he was doing, but I don't think they actually knew what they were making.
Okay.
The lead actor, he was. It was unusual to have a boy as the final girl in a movie, and he was gay himself in real life, and he was in the closet, and he felt very betrayed by the film, by how much they played up the fact that he was camp and he was gay, and the whole storyline was sort of playing out the fact that he was tormented by his homosexuality, and Freddy was a representation of that. And there's all sort of weird things, choices that he makes in the movie where he rejects his girlfriend to go stay with his best friend who's like a jock who's in his underwear, and it's just all these sort of weird choices they were making.
A parrot explodes.
Yeah. But now it's become like a film which the queer community considers a cult classic.
Yeah, it's a good. I like it. It's a good movie.
I didn't like it because I thought that it broke the concept of Nightmare on Elm Street, which is that Freddy only attacks you in your nightmares, And in that film,
he comes out
into the corporeal world, and he rips the shit out of people at a swimming pool party.
That's actually a cool scene. I like that stuff.
I have to watch it. I haven't. So there was Dream Warriors. There was what was
There's Nightmare on Elm Street, Freddy's Revenge, Dream Warriors, the Dream Child. Is that 5 or
Dream Team? There's another Dream 5.
Dream Team.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, on Sky One.
There's a New Nightmare.
Which is great.
And then there's Freddy vs. Jason. Then there's the remake with Jackie Earl Healy, which is
awful.
Which is awful. I love this scene. This is the...
So, Will, this house that they're in is the house from the opening of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what the house looked like originally. So they filmed all this stuff first, and then they went back and they dressed up the house to make it look presentable and livable.
Ah.
So there you go.
Oh, that's economy for you.
It is. They shot this film in like 17 days. They were pretty much all like run and gun amateurs.
17 days. That's just over 2 weeks. Jesus Christ, to make a kind of a seminal horror classic.
At night as well. At night.
And I think Donald Pleasance was only on the film for about 6 or 7 days.
Yeah, then he famously say, "I don't like this script, but my granddaughter said I should do it," or something like that.
Yeah, but also his daughter loved the Elvis TV movie, I think.
Oh, did he do the Elvis TV movie with Kurt Russell before this?
Yeah, right before.
I thought he liked Assault on Precinct 13 just before this.
No, he did The Eyes of Laura Mars, I think. And then he was working on TV. IMDb will tell you.
Will, are you on that, Will?
I'm going there. Hold on. Jeez, Donald Pleasance lived until 1995. I thought he actually passed away long before that.
In the late, yeah.
He died in the middle of Halloween 6, I think it was. He didn't live to see his last movie, which was Halloween 6, come out.
Not a bad, cash cow.
No, and they originally wanted Christopher Lee, and he turned them down.
And Peter Cushing as well.
And Peter Cushing, yeah. Which I think those guys would have been too arch.
Yeah, I think it would have been too Hammer horror. Everyone's walking around being real serious and sinister.
It's such a 70s house.
Oh, it's a TV
so for those people who aren't watching along with us, this is the moment where Jamie Lee Curtis, Laurie, is babysitting Tommy, and she's going through his comics, Radioactive Man, and he's asking her about the boogeyman, because Tommy is the only one who knows that the boogeyman is real and he's out there.
Okay. So
John Carpenter did a film called Someone's Watching Me. I have never seen that.
So that's the one that I was getting confused with, The Eyes of Laura Mars.
Yeah, Elvis came out in 60. So his first one was Dark Star in 74.
That's a straight movie.
Then All Assault on Precinct 13, 76. Halloween and Someone's Watching Over Me in 78. Elvis in 79. And The Fog in 1980.
Okay. So I was right, but just a little bit wrong.
Oh, my God. I actually have a copy of Dark Star, but I haven't watched it.
It's a student movie that they decide to release theatrically.
Wow. Dan O'Bannon, who of Alien fame.
Yeah, that's the reason I got it. I said, I got to fill that gap. So, it's on my to-watch list.
Great soundtrack, actually. The Alien is a bounce a beach ball, so you can't go wrong.
Here we go. This was a moment that really put the willies up me. Is Michael Myers is outside. The friend across the street, he's watching her, and the dog is about to be killed.
Why does she have two blenders?
I was watching The Long Goodbye the other day, the LA Gould movie, and that's set in 1971, and he had a blender, and that blew my mind. I thought blenders were like an 80s technology.
She has two blenders. What is one in case the other one breaks, or the mojito or the key party blender? For when...
That's such a cool shot.
Yeah. Some people have spare appliances, and we know we've gotten old because there was I know someone who says, that's my why have you got a toaster in there still in the box? I said, that's my spare toaster. I was like, what? Well, for when the other toaster breaks down, I've got one ready.
Surely your grill is your spare toaster.
Yeah, well, I'd agree with you on that.
Did I keep the toaster in the cupboard?
But not only that, they had every appliance. They had a spare kettle, they had a spare toaster, they had a spare deep fry fryer, and I was like, it was fucking weird.
That sounds like they're like Hugh Jackman in Prisoners, that they're ready for the fucking apocalypse.
Yeah.
Sounds like they live in a pawn shop.
It's a fucking Paris City. This is great that the plant just... That's a big light for over the cooker. What? It's like a bleeding fire exit light. How much popcorn does that woman eat?
So this girl is in the new movie.
Has she been recast? Like,
no, they brought her back. Carl Richards. Carl Richards is a big celebrity. She was also, her and her sister, I think, were in Race to Witch Mountain.
Oh, yeah.
And her sister, the blonde girl, is the one that gets shot at the start of Assault on Precinct 13, the one that's having an ice cream.
Oh, someone's outside messing around with plants.
I'm dropping knowledge on you guys.
I'm just blown away. I'm just kind of like, been knocked backwards by that trivia, Kevin. Here comes the dog. They're going to get on great. Just, please.
Here, boy.
Here, do you want to fetch this in your gut? Yeah, fetch this.
Never mind.
Oh, never mind.
He's dead.
Poor doggy.
Oh, the Peter people will have a conniption.
Oh, wow. Like, the way he's relaxing, that's a bit disturbing, actually. The way he's
they really killed the dog.
Yeah, thanks, Kev. Is
this film, Kev, you might be able to enlighten me, is the film that Tommy watches, it's not The Thing, is it?
No, it is later on, but...
Is
it? What's The Thing? This is The Thing, Kevin.
This is The Thing,
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I totally forgot that they showed it. That's so strange that he would go on to make that film.
Wow. Oh my god! Like, it's 4 years later before he made The Thing.
The Thing from Outer Space. It's, from the book Who Goes There.
Mm-hmm.
Great titles, like that was a great title card for that back in the Hawks' original.
The original is actually really good. I think I have it on DVD here somewhere.
The Thing from Outer Space is a great title.
No, the actual,
the book.
I'm talking about
the look of the thing,
the font. The
title.
It's the same
treatment. Yeah.
It's the same as Carpenter used the exact same.
We created it, yeah, by putting a black bin bag against the candle, and it melted away. Shot a light through it. I mean, he didn't do it, but
someone did.
People he hired, yeah.
I love it when you hear how like fonts and titles are made in invented ways, rather than just a computer. It's kind of the only thing I actually really, really like about Stranger Things is that the title, the actual,
which is copying Stephen King's typeface from a lot of his books.
Yep.
So I think this is the sequence where this pick came from. We were talking about jump scares. It was this whole build-up.
Right, yes.
It's a really long setup for a big jump scare.
Yeah. It's coming back to me now. I was underneath the table when you were describing it. Please, don't say it anymore. I'm too scared.
Whoa. That's great.
Yeah.
Why'd you turn on the light?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever put a wash on in the dark. It just seems
you've never drank too much then.
How you won't get your cup, you won't get your cup of powder correct.
Yeah. You just throw them straight in the bin, is it?
Turn on a light. Just
turn on a light.
Yeah. It wasn't until I got to America that I actually see one of those top loading laundry machines.
We had a top loader when I was a kid.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, we had a washer dryer.
Living the dream, man.
It was kind of weird. It's kind of weird, the idea of top loading clothes now. Like, it's just so weird.
But it makes sense. You're like putting everything into this bucket and it's going to fill up with water rather than one that's, the water's not going to spill out.
One that your child can climb into and get stuck in.
I was trying to think of the bloody thing where they throw the clothes on that grill and they start grinding them up and down. I can't think of what it's called.
The mangle. The mangle.
No, not a mangle. The actual, the one that comes before that.
Like the people that, like in the river.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
what's that called?
It's
like a cheese grater.
Yeah, they use it as a musical instrument.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know
What's it
what
called? It was a long walk for a joke I never got to make.
I just love the way Will had an impression of it, but doesn't know what it is.
I can't remember his name. No,
And it was quite clearly just an impression of how to play spoons.
you know, spoon. I can't remember what they're called, but they sound like this: spoon.
Trombone.
Fiddle, violin. What is it called? This is a stupid joke. Why did you send over that special flavored chocolate, Kevin? What was it called again? Why did you send us all this?
Oh, I can't remember anything. No, what is it called?
Oh, Jesus
THC.
Christ. She's dead. Is she dead?
She's not. She's stuck up the window.
No.
What the fuck? I'm watching it without the sound.
She was trying to climb out the window. She's going to be dead soon.
But I was like going, Jesus, the child finds their babysitter dead, like, you know, just half hanging out.
I seriously hope you aren't doing a watch along of Murder on the Orient Express with Will anytime soon. Is he dead? Is he dead?
Wait a minute. He did it. She did it.
He did it.
She did it. He did it.
When I say I did zero preparation for this, I mean I did zero preparation for this.
I have my entire life has been building up to this moment, Will.
Oh, I'm sorry I'm ruining it for you. But I just wanted you to bring forth all of the info. I didn't want to tread on your toes. So I said, look, let Kevin and Stephen have their Halloween moment.
I'm just more interested in 1970s household appliances.
Yeah. Anyways, Decorate. Yeah, in high definition, it's so fascinating to look at all this little... What's the got?
Chopping boards, Quaker Oats.
Well, for us, even though this came out before any of us were born, but because we grew up in Ireland, this was all futuristic to us.
Oh, yeah. This was, 10 years into the future stuff. Those dark mahogany...
PlayStation cell taped to the wall, or...
Yeah, it did look like that, didn't it?
Electric lighting? My God.
Telephones with long extension cords, you know,
bunny ears.
walk around.
Bunny ears and
TVs with more than one channel. Jesus Christ.
Fireplace bigger than half the houses in Dublin.
Yeah. It's unfortunately
That's still true, no?
Yeah.
That's still true. I know I'm being pedantic here, but that couch is definitely a bad way to be sitting next to your TV.
Certainly.
It's
angled all wrong, isn't it?
That's a couch for entertaining, not for sitting around.
For viewing.
It's for those special 70s, you know, key parties.
Yes.
Do you know,
like the ice,
that's where all the parents are right now.
Ice storm.
Like the ice storm, yeah.
All the parents of these people are off at an ice storm party.
I didn't know what a key party was, and I watched the ice storm, and for a long time I
turned up at a party and they said,
"There's a key.
There are keys in there."
and get your lad out.
Yeah. Oh, you made me spill my wine.
Stephen, this is Fanula.
Do I get?
Are you driving?
Are you driving? Not now. You took my keys.
Oh my God!
You couldn't have a key party in Ireland because people were like, "Am I getting?
I don't have a car.
Am I getting them back? I don't have a house."
No, you can't have a key party because you fucking know everyone. It's just like, even if you didn't know anyone, it's just like, are we related by any chance?
Oh no,
that's rural Ireland for you.
Yeah.
That's going down a road I don't want to wander.
As when Johnny Knoxville did that, who do you think you are? He had a genealogist, and the genealogist met with him, and Johnny Knoxville just said, "Don't tell me, was there inbreeding in my family?" The genealogist said, "A significant amount."
Well, I did my 23andMe, as I said, and it came back 100% Irish, which there was no mixing of any of my DNA from the continent or anything. So I don't know how that
physically possible.
There is. They didn't. They
there
left
probably
out
is,
1%.
but there's not enough people have done 23andMe, I think, on this side of the pond. But yeah, I was a bit disappointed with that because I was like, well, I knew that.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're 100% Irish. Here we go.
Here we go.
No keys. So she's gone to the car.
Lots of wooden rakes.
Keys are not in her hand. She's gone back. Now I'm watching this. Will is like, isn't it funny? I used to find this entertaining.
Oh, sorry, go on.
And would you sit there and would you scream or
Would you talk about your favourite scene? Will you just give us the running commentary, please, Kevin?
she's gone back into the house now.
Right.
And is this what
She's
like
looking for the keys.
is this what like when you go to the cinema for the visually impaired is like in view and they just go like the Fast and the Furious must be a fucking nightmare. The car goes around the corner, goes around another corner. Vin Diesel says something about family, and it's got another corner.
Family.
I'm not joking.
I've got friends, I got family.
I had a buddy in college, and one of his
Here we
guys.
go. Will, watch.
Oh,
Wait.
what? Oh, wait.
Getting back in. Here we go.
I like
this is
It's very steamy
scary as
window.
fuck. Yeah, somebody's been breathing in the car.
That's very good.
Oh, is that what happens with Brett?
Oh, that's good. You see there, that was class.
But wait, it keeps going. So, like in another movie, it'd be like, oh, we'll cut away. But this is like, no. She's struggling. She's going to start pressing on the car horn, and nobody comes.
God, the mask is so good. I always wanted to buy one, but anytime I ever saw the mask, it'd be like $250 or something like that. I was like, can't justify that for an inside-out William Shatner mask.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's rough.
Now imagine watching this as a 6-year-old.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it would be a perfect.
And I'm like thinking about this, and the car alarm is still going. You're looking at the house, and you can
Like
hear
there
the
you
car.
go. Right, so that's the first kill since the start of the movie, and we're 54 minutes in.
And that's the
Jeez.
big, the character with the big personality, the one who's a smart aleck, and you're like, whoa.
That's not the thing. That must be like Forbidden Planet or something, is it?
Yeah, it must be.
Oh, that's cheap. I kind of like watching them old Ed Wood type movies still to this day. They show them late at night on the Horror Channel, and they're so naff but good. Oh, he's going to have a look at the Boogeyman.
I didn't realize
They always play grabbers on the Horror Channel.
I didn't realize they had those sort of things on the Horror Channel.
Yeah,
Movies?
They're
No,
so good.
like old 50s films, Kevin.
Yeah, really. And like, actually, it's, they're. I'm not doing a paid promo for the Horror Channel, but sometimes there's some really good films on. Right,
about
nice
yeah,
spot.
Grabbers.
Talking Pictures TV is actually kind of class as well. You should click on that one. Talking Pictures TV. I'm sorry, this is so esoteric, but it's a channel run by a father and daughter. After they're like, it's on Sky and stuff like that. But they program amazing like lost films. It's class.
What's this?
It's called Talking Pictures TV. It's on, if you have Sky, if you've got the Horror Channel, you surely have it. And it's class. You should actually just check it out. They have all these weird, esoteric films.
We'll be right back after these
Sorry.
messages.
Sorry. It's not a promotion. It's just for any, film lovers out there. It's you should check it out.
It's kind of like the way they have TCM in America. What's the guy, the Billy Bob? You know, that guy who makes the horror.
Yeah, the horror guy.
He's
the
good.
cowboy guy.
Yeah.
Elvira is coming to Shudder. She's doing one of her specials.
That'll be interesting. I want to show the Day of the Triffids.
Oh, that scared the piss out of me as a kid.
The Day of the Triffids. Ah, it's
I never
scary.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes, well, movies can be scary.
I've never heard. No, honestly, I've heard of Day of the Triffids and never seen it.
Well, that's a TV series, a
David
miniseries.
Donald Pleasance taking a piss in the bushes.
Still wearing the.
But he's still got his lad out.
Looking at the kids.
Here they come.
It was the 70s.
Get away from me here. Bugger, bugger, bugger. He's helicoptering.
He's what's a fancy dressed his penis.
Jesus.
He's got one of those thongs which have got elephant ears on them. So the sequel, Halloween Kills, picks up that moment where they're
Jesus.
just commentaries for the people out there that care about this stuff. But that kid that ran away, they flash back to that moment in the sequel.
The moment right there.
Oh, really good.
Yeah.
I kind of like that sometimes when they're doing these remakes.
Because the kid in the red jacket is the dad of the boyfriend in the sequel, the new one, the granddaughter's boyfriend, Lonnie Elam's son. Yeah. The way that they're doing it is the first one was about trauma. You know, something bad happens to you and how trauma sort of can be passed down through generations. If you are fucked up, then you're going to pass that on to your kids and it's going to spread amongst your family. And the second one is about societal trauma and how fear can be contagious and that misinformation and hate can lead to more violence and perpetuating that. So they're doing some clever things thematically with those sequels. They're not just making cheap slasher films for the sake of it. They're trying to sort of say something about violence.
I'm looking forward to it because I did enjoy that recent reboot. I thought it was actually quite cool.
Mm.
It's out this year. It's coming. It's out. You know,
it's out right now. When you're listening to this, it's out right now.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's close.
I'm in the cinema. That's where I am.
I'm on the bus. I'm heading home.
My first time back to the cinema to see a horror film in like 50
I'm
years.
out buying a spare kettle because sure, why wouldn't you?
That's something that they don't have in the States is kettles.
Yeah, that's
electric
really
kettles.
weird.
Why? What do they have instead?
They gas kettles.
Oh yeah,
Butane torches.
I was just wondering. Do you just have campfires?
But they don't drink tea. I suppose that's obviously a thing that we do from being overrun.
They have teas on a teapot and they boil it that way.
Oh, that's just so annoying.
But yeah, it has something to do, I think, with the voltage. The US voltage is weaker, so it takes longer to boil water with an electric kettle over there than it would to just boil it on a stove.
But you'd still see electric kettles in hotel rooms. And I don't know, it was on some podcast, someone said that they will never use an electric kettle in hotel rooms because some
people shit in them.
Oh, don't say that.
What I've heard is that people, now not as gross, but some people use...
Oh my God, that is...
Some people use the electric kettle to boil their underwear.
Oh,
why would you boil your underwear?
To clean it, like, you know, as a kind of well, I don't understand, but yeah.
But if you haven't brought enough underwear to a
fucking
hotel,
water in the fucking sink. Put hot water in the sink, you filthy bastards.
Oh, you just listen. People are disgusting.
There's a whole website dedicated to TripAdvisor reviews that are like this stuff that happens in.
Oh my God.
I don't think I'm gonna say.
What's that fucking thing? Giardia. You know where you
I don't know what that is.
I got that coming back. I travelled back on a flight and got the tube, and the next day I had like awful stomach cramps, and they kept going for about 9 days. And I went to the doctor, and he said, Giardia. He's like, you picked it up from either the tray table on the plane.
Oh God.
Where people will change nappies on the tray table.
Oh God.
Or from the handles on the tube. So basically I had fucking eaten a sandwich after getting the tube or getting the plane, and I had put somebody else's fecal matter in my system.
Oh, you know, I'm never going to lick the crumbs off any public table ever again.
I just gotta stop eating baby shit.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it was awful.
Well, like, the nappy was open. It was lying there. You know, sometimes you just have to test if it is Nutella.
Sometimes the heart wants what it wants.
I went in swimming in Greece once, and
Greece?
I dove into the water. I had my snorkel on. I went in and I swam straight into a nappy, and I got right out of the water. I said, I'm done. I'm going to stay in the swimming pool. This is fucking disgusting.
Oh, my God.
This is the future now. This is what the world has come to. It's like, there's rubbish everywhere.
I just have this weird thing where you go to a doctor, and I know it's a podcast, so I'm doing quotation marks, and go, yeah, I think I'm really sore. I've got stomach pain. It's like, Giardia. So like, I don't think you're really a doctor. I don't think it's just a homeless man shouting at you.
No, I was 9 days with stomach cramps. I was like, what the fuck is going on? This, because I thought it would just go the next day. It was awful, man.
Oh, it's slightly humorous. Anyway, Halloween.
I mean, I got to my goal weight, so I was happy with that.
You're talking about old things. I always am fascinated by old cans of beer and old cans of Coke. You know the way you used to...
I'm fascinated by the fact they've got a lit pumpkin in the bedroom on the...
Right beside him.
That was supposed to be sex, by the way.
Oh, okay.
So apparently that's how you used to do it in the 70s. You used to...
Just sideways.
two worms grazing over each other.
Yeah, they did just seem like they were rubbing against each other.
It's parallel parking.
Oh, he's going back into it. No, okay.
This scene was today. Now they'd have sex and then they'd release on Facebook for 20 minutes afterwards.
They'd be doing it on Facebook.
That pumpkin is precariously close to the dry linen. Oh, passing by.
Michael is a bit of a pervert, to be honest.
There's a lot of backlights where these people live. Dean Cundy likes his shadows and...
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Is that it again?
Nipple.
That was I think that might have bet quick a shag from the first scene.
It's all based on a true story, according to John Carpenter.
He's yeah.
So this guy was going to be Dennis Quaid, but he what was that racing, the bicycle movie, the one that he did with Peter Weir?
Yeah, it was. You were going to get me one. Yeah. You see, I'm mixing it up with the Kevin Costner one.
So the
Dancing with Wolves?
No, no. Kevin Costner was in a cycling movie as well.
No, he wasn't, was he?
Yeah, it was. Someone was bleeding out of their ear. I remember that.
They must be listening to this podcast.
Cycling movie does not sound like the greatest pitch.
It's very good.
Peter Weir, you said, was it?
Pretty sure. Okay. Although don't quote me on that because I don't really watch movies.
I'm going back.
Someone out there, tell us, what is it?
It's not The Last Wave. No, it's not The Last Wave.
I don't think it's Peter Weir.
Maybe it's not Peter Weir then.
And it's Dennis Quaid, is it?
It is, yeah. I don't like this new IMDb. It's so fucking shite.
Denise Quaid. I don't want Denise Quaid. I have IMDb Pro. Oh, here. Autocorrect. I keep getting the Denise Richards movies.
Well, we take that too.
Here we go. Another big jump scare. Linda, you asshole.
This is a great one. This is my favourite kill in the whole movie.
Also, this look that he does, that Michael Myers does, defines the entire character, I think.
Because he's looking at him like a puppy?
Yeah. It's sort of like this quizzical look of like...
Oh, what did I just do? Dennis Quaid is such an underrated actor.
So anyone out there listening, I have been on IMDb this whole time, and that's how shit it is that I know what I'm looking for.
Breaking Away.
I can't find it. That's it, yes.
Away.
Who directed that?
I'll tell you it about
an hour.
Peter Yates. You were so close.
Peter Yates, yeah. I mean, I was right, just I was wrong a little bit.
It's the story of your life. There you go. There's a look.
It is.
Just a great, that's a strong knife.
Wow.
You see the length of the knives? They're like fucking swords.
Yeah. Yeah, that's at least a foot and a half long.
That's what she said.
I love this part. Do you know I didn't know until my late 20s that thing is called an emery board?
What is?
What thing are you talking about?
The thing she's filing her nails with.
It's not a nail file.
It's called an emery board.
Oh, I did not know that.
That's not even a movie trivia fact. That's just a life fact.
Oh wow!
This guy here will. This is Michael Myers now under the sheet.
What?
Yeah.
I love that he went so far to put the glasses on over the sheet, as if to say,
he's having a laugh. Leave him alone. It's his night. He's been stuck in a sanatorium for about 18 years. He's just having a laugh.
And it is the longer it goes on, the creepier it does get. It's.
I mean, just lower the camera a small bit, would you?
Kevin needs his nipple fix.
See anything you like?
All right, come on. Where's my beer?
Chesticles.
Like at this point, you literally go, he's either having a stroke or like it's not him.
She should throw her emery board at him.
They hurt. They're like little bits of sandpaper on a lollipop stick.
If they're thrown at you, they hurt.
This is a great sequence as well.
This is
E.T. It's E.T., guys. It's not Michael Myers. It's E.T. under that sheet.
Did you ever see the audience reaction from? Well, you can't see it, but you can hear it, and it's sequenced up to the film, and they have moments like this where you've got an audience in 1978 just losing their shit.
Wow.
To these moments,
like this actual
they're on YouTube.
This actual film.
Yeah.
This is so good. This is actually kind of more horrendous than any of the kills because like he's really wrestling more. I love it. Like he died. Like the sheet just unfurls.
I just remember seeing all these sort of stills in like Empire magazine and stuff. Every time there'd be like a new re-release or
yeah. I love when they used to do like the top 100 horror films of the past 30 years or something like that. This is great. I don't want to talk about Empire because my Empire collection was recently thrown into a skip.
All of your Empire collection was thrown. Did you do it or
was it sort of choice?
No, I have I had issue 1.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
There's a really good article on that about Edgar Wright,
and I put them in the attic of my parents' house, and they insulated their attic, and I went, "Oh, where's my Empire?" I was like, "They're in the skip."
Gosh.
And are your parents still in the hospital, or are they out now? Or?
Well, I Michael Myers their ass,
dude. And did you have them sequentially? Like, did you have a whole collection? Did you?
Well, I'm as you can see here from my voice, I'm still very hurt by it, but I'll get over it.
A similar thing. Oh Jesus, Loomis is still in the hedge. No,
I mean, at his age, you're up, going to the toilet like 2-3 times a night.
Yeah.
I mean, he's doing a bit of pruning. Like, in fairness, if you're waiting for a serial killer to jump, you just don't stand in the hedge.
Yeah.
So, this is bizarre. He walks down the street, and does this mean that the Myers house is just around the corner from where...
Is he not at the Myers house there?
He was at the Myers house.
Yeah, so he's at the Myers house. So Michael Myers has happenstancely parked nearby.
You were just talking about your parents throwing out your old Empire magazines. You brought back a memory for me where I was collecting all of the... they used to do these monster... I can't remember what they were called. They were like monster versions of the Olympics, all these different sports guys.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I remember that.
But like Frankenstein with a javelin stick and Dracula with like...
yeah.
And I had about an entire collection. It was about 100 of them.
Oh my God.
And then I came back one day and my mum had thrown them out because she thought they were disgusting.
Oh my God.
Like, I know you shouldn't punch a parent in the face, but there's a time and a place.
And Stephen, something similar happened to me with my Empire collection. I'm still collecting it, but I didn't start at 1, but I was a couple of years in.
There's a really good article with Edgar Wright in the latest issue.
I have the issue of Empire in which they review his first feature and give it 1 star and absolutely dump on it. And
you will not find that anywhere online.
You won't find it anywhere online. No.
Is this John Carpenter or Edgar Wright?
No, it was Edgar Wright. It was
Fistful of Fingers.
Fistful of Fingers. Yeah, they gave it 1 star and absolutely.
That was like 95 or something. That was
something around there. Yeah, did a big turd in it.
They gave Attack of the Clones 5 stars.
Oh,
no, they gave it 4 stars. They gave Phantom Menace 5 stars.
Oh my God.
Right.
No, sorry, it was worse way around, the other way around. They gave Phantom Menace 4 and they gave Attack of the Clone 5.
Attack of the Clones, so bad.
Yeah, I actually fooled myself on my first view. I fooled myself to saying, it's way better than Phantom Menace. And when I rewatched it there 5 years ago, I just went, it's actually on the same level as the Phantom Menace.
I know where like people are probably like going, oh, we're watching Halloween now, they're talking about Star Wars. But I like the Phantom Menace, so Attack of the Clone is just... dog
so
shit.
that's the trick then, and the part of Trick or Treat.
Yeah, that's the trick. It's not that. It's just weird.
I love that whole sequence where she just walked across the street and I just stayed with her, and all you had was a slow walk where, and this is another thing where on the YouTube videos you have people screaming like, "Don't go in the house, go back."
Yeah.
And
what I've noticed about just watching it here tonight,
it's just that music,
because I haven't watched it in a long time, is Dean Cundy's cinematography is absolutely fucking amazing. For a guy who they're shooting a $400,000 movie, who goes on to do, I think he did do Frame Roger Rabbit as well, did he?
He did, yeah. Back to the Future. And
like, this stuff is just like clever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
it looks great, doesn't it? It looks classy. It looks classier than its budget, doesn't it?
Well, think of all the films that emulated it after this.
Well, there was the whole wave of slasher films over this.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
but none of them had the class of...
No, this has a kind of... I'm going to use this phrase, and maybe it might go down well, but it does have a kind of like... It's a very gothic feel to it, but like an urban gothic kind of feel to it. Like, Friday the 13th is pretty much just...
Grindhouse almost.
Yeah.
Exploitation film.
Where this kind of has, like I was saying, like there's no proper murder from scene 1 to 50 minutes into the movie. Like, it's real just building and building and building, where like all the other ones before are just like 10 minutes in someone dies, 20 minutes in someone gets killed.
But you can just imagine you're watching this for the first time. You've never seen slasher films before.
Mm-hmm.
They don't really exist. You had Black Christmas, and you're watching this, and you know that there's a dude with a big knife that has just killed everybody in this house, and now she's wandering around it.
Was Black Christmas before this?
Yeah, but 4 years before.
What was the first slasher movie?
Black Christmas.
Was Black Christmas the first slasher movie?
Some would say it's
Psycho,
but Psycho's not really a slasher film.
Psycho's a drama with horror elements, I'd say.
Yeah, it has a slasher.
More of a thriller.
It has a slasher
sequence.
Sequence, yeah, definitely.
And that's why Jamie Lee Curtis was cast in this. It was down to her and the actress who was in, I think, the Lassie movies.
Oh, Jesus.
And Deborah Hill was like, well, if we cast Jamie Lee Curtis as the daughter of Janet Leigh, who was in Psycho, that's going to get us a lot of press. And then they just lucked out, and that she was a great actress on top of it.
Oh, Jamie Lee Curtis is in one of my favourite films of all time, True Lies.
Oh my God, we're the same person. We did an audio commentary we had it as a best bit and an audio commentary for True Lies.
I've never heard this podcast, so I'll take your word.
But the thing about rewatching True Lies, I hadn't seen it in a long time, and it was absolutely fantastic. It's
the most fun action movie of all time. It's so good.
Great
but
script.
You know, we had to stop the podcast, and we had to redo the whole striptease sequence 3 times because Will he couldn't keep it together.
Okay, remember who was the guest on that one?
Oh, no, you're the first guest we've ever had on commentary. The commentary.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
probably the last.
Usually, no.
I want to do Freddy's Revenge after this, just so I can relive my childhood.
Oh, you know, we do have Wes Craven's New Nightmare as one of the...
who's doing that one? I'm pimping other guests. This is ridiculous.
You can come back for that one if you want.
Yeah. That'd be good. I like that one. Anyway, I do like this one. This is cool. This is so good. I love that. Now, is this the dimmer switch?
It's coming up. It's after she leaves she bumps into him, and then PJ Souls. And I remember they had a process where John Carpenter would direct her by saying, okay, 7, 8, 9, no, this is a 10. And that was on the fear scale, how scared she was meant to be. So now you're about a 3, but now you're a 10. So this is all 10. Take it right up to maximum.
This is this is the dimmer, like Dean Cundy is turning a dimmer switch. So there's a light that's gently rising.
Amazing. Oh, that's fantastic.
Oh my God, it looks so much better in Blu-ray.
All I can say is that Michael Myers kind of let me down there. After efficiently killing 3 or 4 people at this stage, he just slightly grazes her shirt. And he was right on her.
He slashed her arm.
Went away. But that was an amazing shot. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's like good. I tried to do it once in a horror short years ago when I trained as a DP, but could never get it right.
So this is all like he's playing the audience like a fiddle.
It's all going.
This is so good. This is just tension. We don't get this in horror movies a lot anymore. Like it's actual proper tension.
This is the one thing that was missing from the 2018 film, was this sense of pursuit, these chase moments.
In the 2018 film, is she just Sarah Connor now at this point?
No, they're inverting that a little bit in that she's gone off the deep end. So Sarah Connor's cool, and I think her character in the 2018 films is broken. She's not cool.
She's like a shut-in.
She thinks she's Sarah Connor, but she's not. She's
no, because I like the remake. I thought it was really entertaining. The only problem I always have with Halloween movies is that like the doctors that came after Loomis were never trustworthy.
But that was terrible in the 2018 one.
Yeah, I just don't get it. Like, I wanted to see him in his natural habitat. Like, he's a serial killer.
This actually happened in New York, I think it was. So John Carpenter read a newspaper article which said there was a murder that took place in an apartment, and everyone heard the murder happening, and nobody went and helped.
Yeah, I've heard of that case actually.
But that's the thing, isn't they say that like if you're being attacked, you should shout fire, because people will naturally come to a fire. Especially it's a big thing in New York that if you hear like I'm being stabbed, like no one cares.
And if you're in Dublin, you should shout up Cork, and you'll just get swarmed.
No response.
No response.
No reply. I know when I'm outnumbered.
I'm just transfixed on the phone.
It's such a good movie. And that's Nick Castle, by the way, who plays Michael Myers, who wrote Escape from New York with John Carpenter.
Okay, so I think it's Nick Castle that directed The Boy Who Could Fly.
It is The Boy Who Could Fly, Nick Castle, yeah. He's the shape as he was named in the script. But Nick Castle was I think he wrote it. Kev, you'll know Escape from New York. I think he was the co-writer.
I don't know. I don't think so.
I think
did John Carpenter have a co-writer for that? When you were saying that, I was thinking of Rob Bottin playing Blake, the red-eyed pirate in The Fog.
Yes, that's right. Thank you, Mr. Bottin, the famous line from the thing, the chestburster scene. There was blood everywhere, and John Carpenter says, "Thank you, Mr. Bottin. That's a bit much."
Oh my God, he missed her again.
Yeah, he's a co-writer. He's a co-writer of.
Oh, there we go. Thank God for the internet.
And this
is why I always come second on trivia quizzes. I'm mostly right.
Oh, he's in. He plays the actual shape in Halloween Kills as well.
Only in a couple of shots, the same as in the 2018 film. In the 2018 film, when the shape is looking into a mirror and she shoots the gun at the mirror, he's the shape. So the original Michael Myers will came back for 2018.
Oh, okay.
Wow! Nick Castle directed.
It is the Avengers, you know.
Walter Matthau in Dennis the Menace, and was the writer of Hook.
Wow.
Say that again for me.
Nick Castle, who plays the shape of Michael Myers, directed the Dennis the Menace movie with Walter Matthau.
Right, yeah.
But he also wrote the script. He was one of the writers in the screenplay for Hook.
Well, isn't that the same thing with Mick Garris being one of the writers of Hocus Pocus?
He is the writer of Hocus Pocus.
One of them.
No, I think he's credited as the only one.
But he's not the only writer of that. I mean, that Hocus Pocus script doesn't seem like a Mick Garris thing.
There's never one writer. There's always more.
There was only one writer on Grabbers.
That's what you say.
That's what you think.
No, I was the only one.
Oh, yeah.
I was.
I believe you.
Although there's a couple of ad-libbed lines in it. When one of them's good, the other one's not good. And
this has become a cathartic episode of your podcast, and I'm still just getting over the fact that you got sick from baby poo. And that has been that.
I don't think it was baby poo, but I got sick from somebody's fucking poo. Off of either a tray table or the bars on a tube.
I know we're watching Halloween, but like if you really dig a deep dive in there, it was probably the tray table.
No, it was the first thing that came out of his mouth, and He was just like,
Oh, jeez.
yeah, it was like, were you traveling recently? I was like, I came back from Ireland and I've got a terrible stomach. He was like, well, you know, people get airport sandwiches. They're not washing their hands. They're picking up trays. They're, you know, sitting on planes that aren't cleaned. They're turned around every 15 minutes.
That's mad.
Do you lick tray tables, Kevin? That's.
I lick anything I can. So this is cool.
Yeah, this is good. This is the famous. This is the scene, obviously, you see in Scream on the television.
So for anyone who's not watching, she's gone into the closet and he has made a beeline for her and he's toying with her. And when I was a kid watching this, I thought, there's no way out of that. You're stuck.
What I like about it is he's quite human. Like it's not a supernatural thing where he's ripping the.
Until he gets shot at the end, then he's.
But that's kind of the only supernatural kind of. Well, that's the famous moment.
I shot him 6 times.
It's a lot of empty coat-hangers.
I've been quiet because I've been transported back to when I first watched this, and I remember.
Which was tonight.
No, it was a long time ago. But I remember a genuine sense of excitement, and I was freaked out, but in a good way. And
in your boxer shorts?
In my boxer shorts with my Care Bear, my Care Bear pajamas, and oh my god, right in the eye! He got him right in the eye.
Did you rent this, Will, or was
it was on TV? I saw it late one night on TV. It was on RT or something.
Did you have a video man in Cork?
A guy would come around with his car and he'd open the boot and you'd get your.
Yeah,
we had a
pirated.
We had a video library, but the video man came to us once.
What's a video library?
Oh, video library was where you go and rent videotapes.
Video shop.
Video store.
Like an Extravision.
That's like what a video library.
Yeah, they were called before Extravision. Like, you know, they were the generic.
We had a video emporium.
Video library.
It was a massive thing.
It was like a regular library of books, but only instead of books there was videotapes.
Hang on a second. Did you work in a video store, Stephen?
No. I just never heard it called a video library before.
Well,
we had a video man though. He used to come and like have a booth full of videos.
I saw a land that way.
Yeah,
fucking probably taped off of a cinema in Turkey.
Did you get him for a week?
Watching.
Like, would he come around? Like, how often would he come around? A week, yeah.
A week, and it'd be
like £5 for 5 tapes or something.
Oh yeah.
But if you think about it, and we're getting into really kind of early 90s stuff here, which is like, how much would a VHS cost in the early 90s? But 20-something pounds.
As in, like, to buy an actual film?
Yeah.
Yeah, 20 quid.
So, like, you rent that out over a month, like, that's...
I bought Scream on VHS. That's how old I am.
I bought Scream on VHS.
The VHSs, so for the video libraries back in the day, the VHSs were actually incredibly expensive. They were like
80 or 90 pounds.
Yeah, for the video libraries to buy them, like they were maybe 100 or something like that.
So Shape is just set up in the background. If you go on YouTube right now, guys, listen to this. You can watch that sequence, but with the 1978 audience, and they're screaming their tits off.
Yeah,
and it's class.
This is amazing.
Look at the kind of on Loomis. There's a green, but also kind of a.
Also, just a little bit of trivia that
music.
Billy Loomis in Scream was named after Donald Pleasant's character in this movie.
Oh.
And Sheriff Lee Brackett in this was named after Lee Brackett, the writer.
Who wrote The Big Sleep and Empire Strikes Back.
And Loomis in this actually is named after Loomis from Psycho.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I was wondering. Oh, wait. Like, he's right behind you. That was brilliant.
This is the only time you see Michael Myers' face in the entire movie, which... It's just a kid, I think, that was on the crew or something like that.
What?
It always surprised me by the fact that, he's young and he's relatively good looking. It's like you expect to see some monster under that.
So
it's just a manifesto type.
He was only used for that shot. He wasn't like there.
No, Nick Castle played him for the entire movie and they just used him for that shot.
Wow.
What I love about this thing is I love the thing that John Carpenter says about how Donald Pleasant's play is the moment where he looks down and Michael Myers is gone. Donald Pleasant says to him, I can play this 2 ways. 1, I didn't know this was going to happen, or 2, I knew this was going to happen. So he kind of knows when he looks down off the kind of balcony that Michael Myers would be gone.
So that line that she says, I never knew what the hell she said until I was able to see subtitles. Because it was like, what's the boogeyman? And I'm like, what kind of...
He says...
Because what he says back, as a matter of fact, it was. I'm like, that doesn't make sense, that exchange, until I saw the subtitles. And she's like, it was the boogeyman.
So how does he play it here, Stephen? That's
I actually don't know what Carpenter used, but he's like, that's the kind of note Donald Pleasant's like, do you want me to play it as if, oh my God, he's gone, or I knew this was going to happen? He was obviously going to be gone.
It has to be that he knew because of the fucking things he says, where it's like the guy had eyes like a Satan.
Because I think he goes through both emotions. His initial look is like, oh my God, he's gone. There's a widening of the eyes, but then he kind of settles in. Of course he's gone, you know.
I love this kind of like montage of this is where all the action happens.
Oh my God, that's class.
This is where we talk about.
But none of these spaces are safe now because the boogeyman is still out there.
You know what? Well, I was just because we did another episode where we brought up Before Sunrise, and Before Sunrise has the exact same thing, only, you know, a different genre, but the exact where we go back over the spaces, but the characters are gone, everything's kind of like.
And when you brought that up on the episode, I was thinking in my head, like, that's exactly what they do in Halloween.
Oh my God.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my God.
This is something I miss in modern movies as well, which is the crawl.
Yeah.
I love a crawl, like, of credits.
Yeah. And
having
nice fonts, you know, yeah, it's just...
Oh, I only realised that Richie, whoever that is obviously related to Yablans, which Erwin Yablans is the producer on this, or the financier of the movie. Strange.
Nick Castle, The Shape.
Not many people in the cast.
No.
That's those 70s films efficient. They're like...
Look at the crew. Like, you could probably count the crew in between all our hands.
Also, a lot of the cast were also working as the crew. They would, like, the first girl to be killed, the dark-haired girl.
Yeah.
She was, like, you know, helping them with costumes and doing the art direction and stuff. They were all, like, pitching in. There were so few of them.
Panaglide,
yeah. So, yeah, Panaglide was a more rough version of Steadicam.
It worked out in the end.
Oh, I think it did, yeah.
Well, look how many sequels it sprung.
Mm-hmm.
The Bowling Green, Film Market Amstrad, that's Carpenter.
How many are there? There's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's been 13 of them.
There's your two films, The Thing and Forbidden Planet.
Oh, I was right. Holy smokes.
That's a good trivia. That's a good movie trivia question. What films are you watching?
The Thing and Forbidden Planet's a great movie, actually, if anyone's out there.
Titles and Opticals by MGM. There you go, lads.
Metro Goldwyn Mayer.
So this was obviously a huge hit when it first came out. Massive hit.
Yeah, it was...
Relatively, but it was one of those sleeper hits where it started off small. They used to take the film to cinemas to show it, like, you know, as a roadshow type thing, where it would be coming to your city and you get to see it. They didn't do the whole thing where it opens wide across the country. It was like, it's in San Francisco this week and we're taking it to Chicago. And yeah, but it was the most successful independent film until Blair Witch.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it made a fortune. Like, it made an absolute killing. Like, no pun intended, and all the pun was intended. Of, like, it did actually do so well. And obviously Carpenter went on to do, you know, so many more movies afterwards. And Jamie Lee Curtis went on to, like, it really is such a...
Deborah Hill and Dean Cundy, it launched a lot of careers.
Yeah, and Tommy Lee Wallace. I know people kind of see Tommy Lee Wallace as the kind of direct-to-DVD director before that was a thing, but, like, here's the man who did the It miniseries, which to me is one of the best miniseries and adaptations of the Stephen King, you know, book that is amazing. Like how and Dean Cundy, like you know, like for fans of movies who know what Dean Cundy has done, like here's a guy who just I'll just do a $400,000 film with my friends from film school, and next thing you know, a couple of years later, I'm doing Back to the Future, Jurassic Park. And you
know what I love about Dean Cundy is that he was off. Steven Spielberg came to him and said, "We want you to shoot Poltergeist," and he said, "I'd love to do that, but John Carpenter gave me my break, so I'm going to do Halloween 2 because I feel a sense of loyalty to them." and he went off and he shot the sequel to Halloween 2 for, I suppose, not as much money or not as much prestige, but he wanted to show his thanks for that.
And Deborah Hill, tell me a little bit, because you were saying Deborah Hill was she married to Carpenter? She co-wrote and produced it.
No, they weren't married. They were a couple.
Right. But what did she go on to do?
She's very. She's actually, when you watch interviews with Deborah Hill, obviously she died quite young.
Yeah, she had her leg taken off at one stage.
Cancer, I think.
Oh God.
She was the producer on Escape from New York. I know she's a producer on The Fog, or she wrote The Fog.
Right.
She wrote The Fog.
She produced Clue. She produced Adventures in Babysitting.
Right.
She produced The Dead Zone. The early Carpenter films: Halloween 3, Halloween 2, Escape from New York, The Fog.
The Fisher King.
Also, The Fisher King. Wow. That was the one I was trying to think of. Heartbreak Hotel. Yeah, she.
Big Top Pee-wee.
Wow. I'm one of the early female producers.
Wow.
To really, blaze a trail. Gail Ann Hurd obviously followed in her footsteps and stuff, but yeah, Deborah Hill was, and it still is, considered to be one of the great pioneers of female producers.
Wow.
In Hollywood.
That's good to know. Like she was actually a name that was unknown to me before this recording.
So, happy Halloween, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. And Stephen, thanks a million for coming on. I really enjoyed this.
Yeah.
Please let me know if there's another horror film you want to do in the near future, and I'll definitely crack open a bottle of wine for that too.
Wes Craven's New Nightmare. Will, what do you think?
I'm all for it because I've never seen it. So I'm definitely...
That'll make it twice as entertaining.
Yeah. So I was genuinely shocked many times watching this. It was good. There's a guy behind you. It was great. I loved it.
I hope you're enjoying your Halloween wherever you guys are.
Yeah.
And thanks for joining us. And
trick or treat.
Talk to you again soon.
Bye,
trick or treat. Happy Halloween. Right, good luck.
Happy Halloween.
Trick or treat. I'm just trying to get the last word.
And here is a clip from the lad's latest Mini Bits bonus show. The full episode, plus 80 more, are available on their Patreon.
See ya, Mossy. I gotta go in and record another one of these fucking Mini Bits.
Oh, yes, this is all it.
I know. What are you doing?
Right now, on the Academy screener site, and I hit play because there's only a few films on it for the first month or two. There's only like about less than 10 films on it. And Guy Ritchie's The Covenant is on here. So I hit play on that, and I'm hearing we're out in Afghanistan, and I'm hearing all the dirt, and I hear vehicles, and I hear the sound effects of characters walking. But when characters open their mouths, I don't hear any dialogue.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
there's no dialogue.
They've uploaded the wrong audio track. It's like that Tom Cruise trailer where it was just the sound effects.
Have you met an SP?
Yeah, and this film has been up on the screen site for a few weeks now, and they still have the wrong one here. Well, I tell you what films are actually up there for all Academy members to see, and to see what they've put up there.
But first of all, let's just throw to our theme. And I have to say, the feedback from my thank you ballads was quite fierce.
The power of Christ compels you!
So I asked Mossy, who is a friend of my dad's, at the quiz, sing us a theme tune.
Oh.
So over to Mossy.
Hit the cards. I'm fine, I'll get it done in one take. It's the Many Bits. Oh, podcast, what will they say? With Will and Kevin Cock.
The best fucking podcast.
That'll do.
That'll do.
My God.
Thank you, Mossy.
He would make an angel weep. That voice would make an angel weep.
Telling you.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Boolabus.
It only cost us 2 months Patreon money, so,
Is that all? Money well spent, in my eyes.
Yeah. I mean, you can't get much for €20. Will, you were telling me before the intro that you were looking at stuff on the Academy Screeners website.
The Academy Awards. So for official members, yes. So they don't send out DVDs anymore. So how you do all your streaming stuff is all via the Academy website. And the streaming season has begun, which is exciting. So it means for the rest of the year...
Did it ever end?
It does end. It does. After the Academy Awards, there's about 2 weeks, and they take all the films down, and then they begin again at the end of August, and they all start coming up. So it's a whole new collection of hopefuls.
So how many films are on there?
Right now, about 10. Actually, 10 exactly. I can tell you the 10.
Oh, go on, tell me.
John Wick 4.
For the Oscars. Oh, because there's like...
Yes, because they're adding in stunt category, aren't they?
Are they adding it in? Is the stunt category being added?
I believe they're adding in some sort of stunt category.
Breaking news straight from an Academy member's mouth.
Because they're adding in stunt category, aren't they?
Slash film.
I don't know. Did I read this in an article? I feel they were.
I
felt they were.
Have long overlooked stunts, and my God, it's pure artistry.
Yeah.
And it is incredibly, well, these days, it's all fucking rubber computer generated avatars.
That's why we should that's why these people should be getting their Oscars when someone's actually going out then. Yeah,
go back,
absolutely.
Go back and give it to your man from Mad Max who broke his legs.
Give it to Richard Farnsworth, who was a stuntman and starred in The Straight Story. Yeah, Richard Farnsworth was a career stuntman. Absolutely.
Wasn't that also the case with Machete? What's your man, Machete? Danny Trejo.
Danny Trejo.
Is
really?
It Trejo or Trejo?
I always call him Trejo. He just says, call me Danny.
I was going to say that back to you.
Nah.
I was like, just
weird.
Because we just call him.